Good morning. We are live now. Those who are watching the recordings, just fast forward first 10-15 minutes. The actual class starts after that. Thank you. Hi Raki, good morning. Hi Vikrant, good morning. How is the audio video? Just confirm so that if any adjustment is required, we can do it now. Hi Meenu, good morning. Prasida, good morning. Welcome to the session. Okay, thanks Raki for confirming. So it's just exactly 6 a.m. We shall wait for another 5 minutes for other people to join in. Hi Tulika, good morning. Welcome to the session. You are on time. I really appreciate all of you for taking time out in early morning. I know you all have different challenges in your life. You must be traveling some, or some are engaged for the family works and all. So yeah, this is good to connect. my marketing guys will be very happy since the brand is visible now. In earlier car classes were not showing the brand. Vikrant, you are a person from film. So I was expecting this from you. Yeah, on the cup also it is visible. So I was instructed to hold the cup like this only, because the other side we have this photograph. Okay, I don't know the photograph was visible. I'll just bring it near. So this is our family photograph. Montaj's mother and I. Yeah. Hi SP, good morning. Tulika, if you can just go out of the class and rejoin, I think that will improve the experience. You know, the syncing problem is at your end, maybe due to some network issues. So it's 6:05. So we'll start the silence for 1.5 minutes, and we'll after that we'll start the session. So let's have some fire sound as ambient sound in this winter. Good morning. Welcome to this fourth day, first session of Sci Solution Foundation course level 2. We are actually diving deeper into nature cure. So yeah, Vikrant says that actually I have observed a lag of 1 to 2 minutes when we comment and when you receive the same. So Facebook has got this lag of 15 to 18 seconds if the networks are good, both the end. So sometime it goes up to 1 to 2 minutes if the network is not good, either of the end or both the ends. Which is fine, I'm just removing this headphone, it's disturbing my talking. So in case of any issues at your end in listening audio video, just let me know, so I'll check whether the technicality is good or not. So yeah, I was talking about the Facebook lag. This lag is due to the internet connectivity and the bringing the sync in the communication, so which is absolutely acceptable. I had been in this online education industry for long, so we had these challenges in live classes every time, irrespective of the tools. Like, there are a lot of tools available. I was in a company called viziq.com. They also do have a virtual classroom solution. And during that time, it was, I don't know the present state of this lag. That time on VisIQ also, with the highest level of perfection in the technology, it was around 5 to 10 seconds lag. So this is okay because we are not communicating in person, and instant reaction within a millisecond is not expected. So that's how we don't have any problem in case of a lag, because all the communications are addressed accordingly, all the questions are addressed accordingly, right? Yeah. So yeah, welcome Vidyut. We have just done the silence and we are starting the session now. Yeah, so today is the second day for dialectical science, the rational analysis we had been undergoing since yesterday. Now, there was a request from you guys that I should relook into the USA, the unconditional self-acceptance, as proposed in REBT, Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy. So now I request you to suggest me, or rather advise me, should I go ahead explaining that question first, or should I complete today's content, then get back to this? So the number 1 is go ahead with USA. Number 2 is go ahead with the content first. So just respond 1 or 2 in the chat so that I'll be able to understand. I'll take a democratic poll, right? Please go ahead. I'm waiting. It will take another 1 minute maybe, but let's exercise this. So I got 2-1. SP, if you are posting twice 2, that will be counted as 1 only. Right, Tulika is saying contain first, that means 2. Nandini is saying 1. Minu, who was eager, also is saying content. Vidyut says USA first. Anybody else? Okay, Rakhi is also saying USA can be later on. So for USA we have 2 votes, and rest of all the people, okay, 3 votes for USA, and rest of all the people are saying content. So it goes to the content now democratically, and we all have to accept it. Right, let's start. So in today's content, which you will receive at 7 o'clock sharp on Facebook group, will have these all topics. You know, seven notes, 7 contents. You'll be getting 7 articles in total, but those are short articles. It's not huge read that you have to go through. So to start with, we will start with this. The topic is, if you are less sensitive, calibrate it. If you are less sensitive, calibrate it. So, okay, another thing, if you guys are not able to see the screen of LED, do let me know. If it is hampering your attention, we can switch back to the iPad capture. I can bring the camera little nearer and I can start capturing the iPad directly, avoiding the LED. So just do let me know if it is hampering your attention, because your attention and your understanding is the primary, not the technology. Whichever way it is enhanced, it's fine, understanding, right? So because we have experienced that LED capturing in the car, which was, I found, very effective, you know. So yeah, so the topic is, if you are less sensitive, calibrate it. Now what is this calibration? Calibration, during my Air Force days, actually I was not a flyer, I was in engineering department. So I was placed in a micrometry division. Micrometry division in overall unit. Overall unit means, overhauling unit means the unit which overhauls the engine, aero engine. Overhauls means disintegrating the complete engine, then cleaning that and reassembling that part to have a better performance, like new, quite similar to the new. So in this process of reassembling, I was in that micrometry division. Micrometry division is to take care of the precision measurements of the byparts, the subparts of the bigger parts. So suppose an engine is with piston, so the piston will have a dimension, and over time of the uses, that dimension gets decalibrated. So it used to come to us for recalibration. So for that, actually the process of recalibration is needed, because the system fails, you know, system fails if the machine goes out of calibration. So calibration is one of the major aspects to have the system running in an optimum performance. So that's what is the machinery understanding, engineering understanding that we have, and it is not out of the nature. We are also kind of machine, rather the machines are replicated by seeing our mechanism, the organism's mechanism, right? So what it is done, okay. Now here also voting is going on. SP is saying that iPad is better. Vikrant is saying is LED is better. So let's go ahead with LED for some time. Then we'll see if it hampers your understanding, and definitely the writing one will be hampered if I'm not wrong. Let's see how it goes. So you can switch back, because it takes just 2 minutes to have that change, right? So if it is a pressing urgency, do let me know. So yeah, so I was talking about the system failure and calibration. Now the process of calibration is, the part goes to the manufacturer for its recalibration, because they have that standardized mechanism to recalibrate. by cleaning the matters or doing the repair, whatever the adjustment is needed. So that is, so here what is important is taking that machine to the manufacturer for the recalibration. Now, in case of human being, what do we do? For example, our taste buds, because of the man-made taste, is out of calibration, and we are not sensitive enough to react to the exact taste of the food items. As Prasida was sharing the other day, yesterday itself, if I'm not wrong, that she was reacting, she used to react to the spices very harshly, like she used to feel very agitated, irritated on the spices, but she used to think that she is not normal, as it is commonly termed. But this is what is the calibration you have inbuilt to react to the irritative taste. So look at a child, give her a chili. How she will react, that's the natural reaction, natural sensitivity. Now, due to the malpractices, the calibration goes on out of the proportion. So the process is going back to the manufacturer, and our manufacturer is nobody but the nature. And we need to go back to the nature to recalibrate it. So recalibration will be slowly and gradually done if we go on a natural syncing life. Right. So in that article, we will be getting this recalibration plan also, which is nothing but syncing your input, action and thoughts to conserve your vitality, and conservation of the vitality will recalibrate your senses. Right. So I'll not waste much of the time on this, because the USA concept is a big concept. So we'll cover that, though I'm putting that USA concept and much more things in the level 3, but since you guys are interested, so I'll touch upon the USA concept. Now the next article is, if you are sensitive, celebrate it. So previous one was, if you are insensitive or not sensitive, calibrate it. Now this one is, if you are sensitive, celebrate it. So Prasida, celebrate your sensitivity, you know. So that's the beauty that we have in program. Let's not term that sensitiveness as limitation. That sensitiveness is the indicator to lead a life in a nature syncing way. So we need to celebrate our sensitivity if we are sensitive enough to react and to reject the irritation. So whole point is the voice of the organism here. Now the voice of the organism, if you understand the voice of the organism, then this gives the indication to accept or reject. As we have understood in the level 1 materials, the voice of the organisms do have two types of responses, good and bad. If the good is, let's do that writing also, so that we'll check the reflection of the lighting on this. So voice of the organism do have two types of senses, good and bad both. So in case of good sense, we need to do a origin analysis. So we need to go back to the stimulus and we need to find out if the origin is artificial or it is natural. If it is natural, then go for it without any restriction, because your own voice of the organism will tell you when to stop. And if it is artificial, reject it. And in case of bad senses, irrespective of the origin, I repeat, irrespective of the origin, reject it. This is as simple as that. So that was the voice of the organism. Right. Now what did you call a non-responsive mimosa plant? You know that mimosa plant, touch me not plant? If you touch that, then it will squeeze the leaves. Now, if a mimosa plant, during our last visit to Coimbatore, in that farm where we used to do this residential camp, there were a lot of mimosa plant, and Montaj used to enjoy it really, touching that plant, and that plant is reacting to it. So these all experiences are amazing to observe the sensitivity in the organism. So sensitivity is a kind of capability that we have. If the mimosa plant is not responding, then we feel that it is defective. So the natural responses, the sensitiveness is always a better thing. And in this process, yeah, Prasida commented something. Thanks, Kalyan. I was called a kid due to my food choices. Now I am proud as to call myself a child. Yes, we should. So yeah, in this process of changing, the transition, you will find the same stimulus will have different responses progressively. The stimulus will be same. For an example, the chili. Chili, I myself experience this change very vividly. I used to take chili a lot, and I was adjusting with it. I was insensitive to the taste of the chili, and I used to think that by the way, this is very important understanding, those who claim that they like the taste of chili, actually they do not go deeper into understanding it. We do not like the taste of irritation. We like the relief from the irritation. So if you talk about the chili, now the moment you bite a chili, you get that irritation. Now you need to actually zoom it. Now, the moment you get relief from that irritation, you feel a pleasure. And since both the things, the irritation and the relief of the irritation goes hand in hand, we get confused by saying that the pleasurable is the irritation. Actually, the pleasurable is the relief from that irritation. We need to understand the zoom it, that sensitivity factor. Then you will be able to distinguish that what is your liking. Your liking is irritation or the relief from the irritation. So the relief from the irritation should not be termed as liking of the irritation. This is very important. Yeah. So I was talking about the chili, the same stimulus. Now, before few months, I was invited in a party and I was offered a food which is a general food, like conventional food, that a curry and some chapati or rice, something. So that curry, when I took me and Raki was also there with me. So even Muntaj was also. Muntaj in any way will not take curry other places because she knows that the chili is there. But we tried that, we used to take it, let's take it. So we tried that and it was horrible. And everybody other were enjoying. So now we were in tears at that time. Everybody was the same feeling as Prasida was saying, that everybody was laughing. Are you guys kid? You're not able to take this much of chili, which is not much. These are absolutely fine, tasty, so much. So that was the resensitization happened over time, So the same stimulus, different responses, progressively you are going to experience and be proud of it. When you experience this recalibration, then celebrate that. Right, so this is all in all, that resensitization and calibrating the senses back to the track. Now the next article is this is intensive intentional impact. This is intensive intentional impact, the third article. Now, to understand this, we need to go a little deeper in understanding intention. What is the meaning of intention? Now, intention is a formless entity within us. We cannot show our intention, right? We can talk about it, but there is no confirmation about the intention that is being expressed in talking, in just talking. Now, unless the intention is expressed through action, action has got a form. So here we are actually discussing about the materialistic way of life, the true materialistic way of life, through which we can actually see the things absolutely. No imagination or no assumption. So intention has got a role internally. That's very personal. The moment you express your intention, rationally or imaginatively, you confuse yourself and others. So this is a very important aspect to understand, So we talk, the other day actually I got this video through WhatsApp. So these all articles actually are the products of these experiences that we undergo in our lives. So this video was saying that in your kitchen, if you have good intention while cooking, the food will be great. So nice to hear it, So nice to hear this thing, and it was a kind of 5 minutes talk about that, and I played it repeatedly to find out whether there is any importance given in the type of the food choice, the real action, and I found it's non-dialectic. Absolutely, I did not find any kind of mention about the action. It was just whatever you are cooking, if you cook with good intention, it will be healthy. Are you kidding? Can it be possible? Who will confirm that intention? And how it will be transported to the matters? How that formless entity is transported to the matter by reducing the speed. We know E equals to mc square. So with imagination it cannot happen. And humanly it is not possible. You cannot make a pizza healthy by just having intention. So we need to understand this gravity of these kind of preachings, where we emphasize on the intention a lot without talking about the action. Because action is the primary. And here actually we do a lot of mistakes in parenting, Okay. Here my mother has joined. Great. Welcome, Ma. Yeah, she is in Bengal. I'm in Agra. So what I was talking about, that the intention while parenting, we many times we impose emotions on the child, that you should love that person. You should give kind of a few days back I wrote about the gift, that imposition of the gift, and correlating gift with the matter. Now gift is an emotional action, and that is a formless entity. It's a higher level of entity. The moment we add that with a matter, that how costly is the gift will be valued more. If that is the kind of correlation that we propose to a child, then child will be confused for the lifelong. She will not be able to understand the real emotional value of love and other kind of greater emotions, rational emotions. So we need to be very realistic in proposing the emotions to the child. And this is one of the major reason of the child abuse, I tell you. Because the moment we go on telling that respect elders, respect elders, respect elders, the child is trained to respect without understanding. And the kind of sexual child abuse that we come across is because of that fact. The child blindly believes the elder. And all elders are not same. So the child has to be trained to analyze the things. And the emotions will be a byproduct. The love, respect will be the byproduct by experiencing the person, by experiencing the kind of the characteristic of the person out of the deep analysis, which is already inbuilt. We just need to support it. The child actually does always analysis as per her understanding level. We need to just support that sensibly. Coming back to the topic, that intention improves food. How? It cannot, right? Unless we act. So action is more important and valid, absolute change that we can make in our life. This we need to understand very dialectically. So we have a film guy in our group, intention, action, impact. When we have intention and we sketch out a plan to act, then it is miracle that we can do. So if we give importance intention without giving importance to the action, it is an irrational route and non-dialectic route. So action is very much important. Till the time it is acted, the intention is very much personal. Please do not express it. Keep it to yourself. Otherwise you will confuse yourself or others. Your action should speak louder. So this is what happens, if you just intend, do not act. So you need to be very careful about this aspect. So quality enhancement, yeah, Dr. Kaur also has joined. Yeah, my mummy wrote in Bengali, she is there. Yeah, she is always there with me. So, yeah, while yeah, good morning, Dr. Kaur. Yeah, so this emotion is a very much rational emotion because this gives you pleasure. So quality is the thing. When we pay attention on the quality, the action improves. So that's the actual intention, to improve the quality consistently. So we need to understand that, right? So yeah, so the relevance of intention is not diminished. The intention is super important to have any kind of initiative. So more you can read in the articles. Yeah, a good intention needs action, So without action, intention is nothing. Yeah, so here the supporting of the dialectics is very much important. When you ask yourself why you have this intention, and what is the impact that you are going to make out of the action that you are planning, in what level these all things, these all analysis, and going deeper and deeper, layer by layer, will enhance your mind in a certain way, so that your intentions will be by default doing good for others and doing good for the universe as a whole, to the nature as a whole. So The dialectic route is is an awesome route to improve your mind and overall capability. So that is the beauty of the dialectics. And today, as we all know, that it's the second day of the dialectical science and rational analysis. So we are going deeper into the aspects of dialectics. So the fourth topic of the day is multi-level integration and disintegration. Multi-level integration and disintegration. Now, this is quite a known topic as far as your understanding goes. Then also let's understand the structure. So yesterday actually on Facebook group, Tulika was discussing about that food chain and calorific value going down and all those aspects. So calorific value going down is a calorie concept, which we will cover in this course itself, which we will cover that how this food gives you calorie is a myth, and scientifically we will prove it. Now, so coming to that understanding that the layers of the food will give different kind of quality impact. Different kind of quality impact on our health and happiness. So you need to understand that very dialectically. So there are, in this article, I propose 3 levels of food: level 1, level 2 and level 3. Level 1 is the right. So level 1 is the primary food, which are RAW integrated form, RAW non-integrated, the plants, the complete autotrophic organisms are the level 1. Then level 2 are the integrated form of RAW, which are produced by the level 1. And then level 3 is the processed food out of this level 2. So here we are not considering at all in this particular article about the heterotrophic consumption for mankind. So level 1 is the primary plant category, level 2 is the integrated RAW category, which are the fruits and vegetables, and level 3 are the processed category of level 2. So the quality goes down slowly and gradually in terms of its content of RAW. But definitely, depending upon the consumability, we should go for consumption. So depending upon the consumability of the organism. Consumability of the organism means the structure governs function aspect. That we have a specific structure, and that structure actually gives the indication that which kind of food should we choose, you know. So when I say structure, that means the anatomical structure and the chemical structure within us. The chemical structure which does the disintegration and reintegration aspect, and the anatomical structure supports it. For example, we have the length of our intestinal tract 25 feet, which is huge, you know, and the length of the intestinal tract of lion or tiger is very short, and they don't have the chewing capability. We have the chewing capability. They bite and they gulp the non-vegetarian food they consume. So their structure is structured such a way that they will sustain in the non-veg foods only. In a raw form they consume, they don't cook it, right? So our digestive tract, this long digestive tract, and the travel of the food through the digestive tract to the anus is too long to support that, and it's supported with the chewing capability. which is not possible for the raw meat if we consume. Right. So we need to understand this structure connection very dialectically. This particular article will give you a better idea about it. Yeah. So we know that the reintegration, the disintegration and reintegration, all these layers are explained in the article. So you can go through the extracted quality of RAW materials are to be considered dialectically, and we need to consider the vitality needed for the process of disintegration and reintegration. So these are self-explanatory aspects. Now the next topic is myths of bowel as eliminating organ. Myths of bowel as eliminating organ. So we consider by seeing the process of elimination. This is elimination only, but what does it eliminate? It eliminates the input toxin. Whatever we put inside, it gets processed in the stomach and intestinal tract, then the waste material is expelled out of the body. So for that, we have another term in English, is called excretion. So it is not elimination, because elimination, use of the term elimination in connection to your intestine may give some confusion, considering that the elimination happens through the intestine also, through the anus also, and elimination often is confused as filtration of blood. Blood filtration never happens in the intestine, because there is no route of blood being purified in the intestine. Right. I'll just show you an image that's very important image. Yeah. There is an article also, the blood story, which is contained for the level 3. You can go through that as well. I'll share that link. So see, this is very important to understand. This red is the blood line. Okay, and 1 is the digestive system, 2 is the heart, 3 are the lungs, 4 are the kidneys. Lungs and kidneys is the 4, and the renal system. And this 5, the peripheral aspect, is the skin. So try and understand this very paying good attention. This is a very dialectic understanding. Now this blood, just focus on the line of the blood which is not transacted by this organ, but these organs are in between. So these organs are contributing in the flow of the blood in terms of getting the pressure, the force to flow, because this is a closed fluid system that requires a pump. And when we will be discussing about the habit management day after tomorrow, there we will be going through the lymphatic system and analysis of the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is an open system, open fluid system without a pump, because in an open system you cannot put a pump. Just think about your pipeline, your domestic water pipeline. It has a pump and the pump works only in a closed system. If any leakage is there, that pump pressure will go down, right? So that's how this blood system, blood circulatory system, is a closed system where this is the pump that we have. Now this pump actually gives the force to just a second. Right. So, so this particular pump actually helps the blood to circulate. Now, this digestive system is not coming between the circulation. No, that interruption was due to the disconnection with my LED. So now I think it's back. Can you please confirm? Others? What about SP, Dr. Kaur and others? Are you guys able to experience it in a right way? The audio video? Right. So let's continue then. So, yeah, thanks. Thanks, guys. So let's continue. And I had a water break also. Yeah. So this digestive system is not in the root of the blood. The small intestine actually contributes the nutrients to the blood, and blood carries the nutrients to all the cells of the body. That's the root. Though the blood carries the nutrients to these cells also. That's a little deeper understanding, but for now you understand that the function of the intestine is not to filter the blood but to contribute the nutrients from the food materials. Right? So there is no way blood flows through the intestine for the purpose of filtration. Definitely if you cut intestine you will find blood, but that is some other purpose blood is flowing. The purpose of flowing blood through the lungs and through the kidneys is for the filtration and through the skin. So this 3, 4, 5 are the filtration attachment, filtration function. So these are actually structured to have that function of filtering blood. So if we consider that the intestine or the bowel is our eliminating organ, that's a shallow understanding, right? So here actually we need to understand that if we are suffering from constipation, constipation is an effect of toxemia. It is not the cause of the toxemia, because we often resort to some kind of solution which gives you some instant relief from the constipation. That is not addressing to the toxemia and the innervation. So to address the toxemia, there is just a single route: address the innervation. Just increase the conservation of the vitality and rest well. Rest physically, rest physiologically, rest psychologically. So all these aspects of mechanical, chemical and mental rest is the key to improve the health from within. Otherwise everything, depending upon our situation, we resort to the relief from the discomforts, which are fine if you are accepting, but don't call it as cure. These are nothing but suppressions. So we need to understand the structure governs function. So I have actually covered this. You'll get this image also in your article. Right. Now the next content. So do let me know if it is going heavy, because a lot of different concepts, different approaches we are discussing one after another. So this is just to give you a head start to read the articles. You should read the articles, and that's why repeatedly I say that this course is not a part-time course. There were actually a lot of applications for this course, enrollment applications and requests, that they have 4 hours in the day, so if they can accommodate, they can be accommodated in this course. I denied. I summarily rejected that, because the primary condition is you should have this 9 days available for you completely. So you should go through these all contents, and with integrity you should go through and be honest to yourself to devote time on this, and be in these thoughts, these 9 days, and this is very important for making a shift in philosophical aspects and your lifestyle aspects also, which will contribute definitely for your health and happiness, right? So the next is quite known to you, is substantial analysis of Nipah. Nipah virus. Few days back there was a lot of stories and news. Actually, news is can be termed as stories these days, because when we were in this Coimbatore, the border of of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, we were, and that time Kerala was under flood. But when I say Kerala was under flood, it is not real. Few parts of the Kerala was under flood, not the whole of Kerala. So I was conducting these courses there, and my family and friends were worried about us a lot, and they used to call repeatedly, send messages to find out which is very genuine, and but triggered by this news stories, so the news media were flushing as if the complete Kerala was under flood, which was not the case. Yeah, rain was there, continuous rain was there in the location we were conducting the course. Despite continuous rain, the participation was really awesome, and everybody enjoyed throughout the course. So now that story and news, actually I went ahead explaining. Now this Nipah was also such kind of news which goes beyond a story. So this is a substantial analysis of Nipah. In this article you will find the lack of hygiene triggers the infection. That's the main aspect. So infection is not denied, but unless you have toxemia, infection cannot occur. So first target the cause. Effect will go off on its own. So that's how actually nature also works. If you have toxemia, so nature cannot depend on your lifestyle choices. How can it be, right? So it has got its own program to curb all the challenges it may come across. So that way nature actually has that mechanism in it to clear out the toxin. Infection is one part of it, right? We know it by now. And then so nature is programmed to maintain the hygiene on its own. It is not dependent on you. Your life, my life is nothing for nature. We die or we have inculcate some bad habit or good habit, it is no matter for the nature. In a blink, nature can abolish us if it considers that we are the toxic material, and which is hampering the homeostasis of nature as a whole. So we need to understand this gravity of this misunderstanding, misinterpretation of the nature. So actually in the article we talked about the mass sufferings. Mass sufferings means two types of mass sufferings could be there. One is the poisonous administration, which happened in Bhopal in December 1984, that gas tragedy. So it's a mass suffering because of the administration of poison. Similarly, in Germany, actually during the Hitler time, the same thing happened actually intentionally. The Bhopal was not intentional; it is an accident, as they say. But The poisonous administration is a reason of mass suffering. That's one category. And the second category is an epidemic. It's a real epidemic. If it is there, then it is due to the similar living style and similar accumulation of filth in the people, due to which the infection transfers. We call contagious, right? So what is the reason that the pathogen will transfer from one body to another body? Because of the similar kind of food availability. So if you have similar kind of food within, then you will be infected. And there could be an epidemic if a mass is having the similar kind of living style and similar kind of filth within. So we have clear understanding of this epidemic and the mass suffering due to the poisonous administration. So Nipah, what is Nipah? So this is nothing but that infection due to the already available toxin. So it is not the pathogens that is infecting us and that is creating some nuisance. It is we who are inviting them to come, stay and breed. Right, so we need to understand this. Right, so now next is the last article of today, Grit of Greed. So this is actually an example, and part of this kind of example you also experienced on the first day. Now what happened, on 11th April this year itself, I was in Agra only. I was conducting the level 2 from this office itself. I conducted, say, 14th April actually the course was to start. Same 9-day format, the format that you are experiencing. So, and that was the first batch of level 2. I was pretty excited and I was preparing. I was actually sketching all the designs and all those stuff, pedagogical research and all those things were going on, technical aspects, everything. Now, on 11th April, there was a huge hailstorm in Agra. Huge. Like, I was working on this desk and suddenly a blow was there outside as if somebody is banging the door and all those stuff were happening. So I took it light that yeah, it will go off, and then light went off. The standby took over. That beep beep sound of the standby came. So that's also quite normal, right? So in case of these natural calamities, this happens. So then when I went to bed, light was not there. So I switched off my computer and went to bed. And morning when I got up, that time Rakhi informed me that light is still not there. And whole night there was hailstorm. My sleep is little deep. Like if a lot of sound is there next to me, then also I'll not get up if I'm sleeping. So I couldn't sense that whole night. Then it happened that I went for a walk with Muntaj. I found we have a huge park in the society. So there was a gate, actually cemented gate in that park, not at the entry but in the park itself. So that was missing. That big cemented gate was missing. That fell down. So much of disaster all around. Trees were broken, trees were fallen down, and the electric poles were also fallen down. So now the title of this article is Grit of Grid, electrical grid, I meant. So this all online execution, as it is dependent on the internet connection. As you guys have experienced on the first day, we had to go out and conduct the class. Similarly, it is dependent on the electricity as well. And by evening of 12th, the standby also ceased to support. And I went to the electrical department, finding out the things like whether how much time would it take to resume the connections and all. So they were saying that within a couple of days it will come. I was saying couple of days, okay. So when they were saying that it's couple of days, that means it may be a week. So that's a public understanding, right? So I was really at loss. And because this is the first time, earlier the level 1 I used to conduct without prepayment. You know, that's a economic model we used to follow, that without prepayment you attend the class, and all of you, most of you actually have attended this level 1, and the post payment was there after the consumption according to your valuation. Now, to confirm the serious participation for the level 2, we have introduced this prepayment. That too, it's a kind of security deposit, and at the end of the course you need to reevaluate, and you may opt to revise your contribution. That was the model, and people were very much excited, and they were asking for level 2, and then there were huge participation in level 2 first batch, and all have paid money, and refunding money was not a big issue, but it's a kind of initiative that we have taken as a company is at risk. You understand the gravity of the problem at that point in time, right? So I was really under shock. Then as it happens every time, I keep on counseling myself that what it is it the life that I am aiming for? What is my objective of my life? I found the answer. My objective of my life is maintenance of my health and happiness, number 1. And the second priority, and which is again quite equivalent to the first priority, is spending time and spending time with Mumtaz and supporting in her development. That's the primary objective of my life. These all are, so when somebody asked me that what do you do, I answer that I am a full-time parent and part-time psychologist. So that's how is that, you know, for that instance, when that all things happened, for few hours I was actually under pressure that this is very much problematic and my business is under threat. Then ultimately I could understand that no, my business is to bring happiness around, and that is not mere this disconnection can affect. And all the people, those who have joined the course, are sensible enough when they will be communicated about the situation, they will not feel bad about my brand, my business. They are intelligent enough to understand this, because the process was such, you know. So the seriousness was filtered, because in level 1 there were people, non-serious people, huge participation used to be there, seeing that it's a free entry, so let's enter the course. But when you enter the next level, you prove your seriousness and your maturity. So that gave me a solace inside, within. So no matter what is happening, the things will be restored and things will happen some other time. So 12th evening, I enjoyed a lot with Mumtaz without taking any pressure of the content and designing and everything. And we slept. Morning, 13th April, I found a tap on my back. Rakhi was calling me and showing the fan rotating above. So the power was restored on 13th. So this is actually the kind of dialectic approach that I wanted to bring on the table, that under any situation, if you perceive it dialectically, then it never creates any frustration for long. It never creates any stress for long. And you yourself have experienced it on the first day. On that moment of no connection, net connection, if it would have been some other way, that okay, we'll cease this course, we'll find some other time, other date to reconduct, it could have been done that way also. But since we had some kind of dialectical understanding, we found a path and we enjoyed, and we are enjoying. Now we are back to the office, and we are not in the chilling weather outside doing the class, but here we are in the comfort of the office, we are conducting the class. Right? So grit of the greed is very much relevant for you, since you have experienced this kind of experience. So that ends the intro of today's article. Yes, so SP says that very true. Unless we love ourselves, we cannot love anyone, because we can give what we have. Yes, rightly pointed out. Thank you, SP, for sharing this. Right, guys, so today's topic is over. Do you want a break for some time, or should we continue? Just respond on the chat. So you guys can type in the whatever you wish to. Let's have a break for 2-3 minutes. I'll just use the washroom and come. And after coming back, I'll give you a glimpse of USA, which is unconditional self and also do let me know if I have to change the focus of the camera to the iPad to have a better visibility. Just check this visibility and post in the comment. Yeah, so 2 minutes break we are taking. Thanks, SP.